This video has a lot of flashing lights and harsh visuals, so if that is something you're sensitive to, be warned. Wow, that was a crazy dream I just had. Wait, was it a dream? Or was I actually just playing one of the games talked about in this video? Today I've gathered for you a selection of dream-like games. Games with oniric vibes. Games with non-linear storytelling. Games that are just a bit weird. Where things don't make the most sense. Where you can't tell what is real. If you've been looking for a dreamlike dungeon crawler, then Disillusion might be Disillusion for you. I'm sorry. Ever since I played the game, I have loved it. I wrote an essay about it for university, but never turned it into a video. You play as Gollum, who wakes up in a town with a huge tower looming over it. Gollum doesn't know anything about himself other than the fact he wants to climb that tower. Disillusion has a very surreal atmosphere to it, and all the aspects of the game work together to elevate this feeling. The repeating textures are sensorially aggressive, as if they're stabbing little needles into your eyeballs. The music is sometimes haunting and other times relaxing. Many of the characters' dialogue makes no sense. The level design can feel like a never-ending maze, with its narrow hallways that seem to go on forever, which makes the tower as a whole feel extremely claustrophobic. The developer was inspired by games such as LSD Dream Emulator, and this is clearly visible through the non-linearity of the storytelling and the constant jumping between crazy locations. Throughout the tower, there are teleporters which take you to unrelated locations, some of them being underwater, a hospital, a school, a dojo. It is very easy to get lost. Some locations have weird side quests, like smuggling sweet corn out of prison, or feeding the Fish King, who has this creepy ass face. The gameplay will often be halted to show you someone's memory, which usually involves walking around a dark street at night. The locations in these segments look a lot more similar to that of the real world, the world that you and I live in. The loud and persistent textures found in the tower are no more, replaced by a surprisingly normal picture of an urban life. It's refreshing and almost beautiful compared to the settings that you've gotten used to seeing. The contrast is jarring, and very much like the feeling one gets when they wake up from a strange dream. I think that Disillusion is amazing. It's a really interesting experience. The soundtrack is fire as hell, I like to listen to it when I'm studying, and a sequel just came out, which I haven't tried yet, but I am beyond excited. If you like watering trees, Fatum Betula might be the game for you. Directly translated from Latin, the title means Fate Birch, which is fitting because the goal of the game is to fill up these vials with different liquids and then feed them to this sparkly tree. Each liquid you give the tree will unlock a new ending to the game, and there are 10 in total. Once again, the game has a very strange and dreamlike vibe. You start in this strange stone hallway, and it seems like you're trapped here until you figure out how to summon this freaky ass monster thing. From there, you make your way through a variety of different locations, which don't make sense to be connected to each other, but it is what it is. There are some funky looking characters like this dude, or this guy, or this lady, or this cat. Of course, earthly rules don't seem to apply here. Bizarre things will happen on your journey, presented as if they are completely normal. In the end, these characters will usually give you a new liquid to feed the tree. The game uses an old-school low-poly art style, which can give things a nostalgic feel, and also keep all of the visuals pretty vague, which adds to the dreamy and surreal vibe going on. The jumps between environments and the lack of a clear structure also add to this. You don't have to go anywhere in particular, it's all up to you. Along with the fact that there is no definitive or true ending, the whole experience of playing this game feels like a faded memory. It's pretty short, so I don't want to give away too much of the game. You should try for yourself. I played for about an hour and a half, and I got like 6 of the endings. Once again, the game is cheap as chips, so if Fatum Betula looked interesting to you, then you should check it out. That Night Steeped by Blood River is our next dreamy game. The first thing that stood out to me and the reason I played was the visuals. The whole game just looks insane, in a good way, and like nothing I've ever really seen before. The game takes place in a hotel of sorts, which feels very much like purgatory. The music is eerie yet calming, and paired with the harsh visuals, it creates a very liminal feeling. Over the course of the game, you make your way through different experiences, which feel like memories. To me, it felt like I was playing as somebody in a waiting room to the afterlife, reflecting on the past before they cross over to the other side. But you might get something different out of it. After each one, you end up back at this waiting room. You can explore the rooms in any order you like, and this non-linear approach makes the game feel more personal to the player, like you're wandering through a dreamscape at your own pace. The different segments of the game are a mixture of the developer's dreams and real-life experiences, yet none of them feel exactly right. They obviously don't feel like a one-to-one recreation, more like a memory of a memory. And that's because when creating a game, the developer likes to focus less on what you do and more about the feeling you get when playing the game. Similarly to a dream, where you don't remember exactly what the setting looked like, but you can remember how you felt. The dev also mentioned that their favorite parts of games involve exploration, so they wanted that to be the way the art gets delivered. Exploring is a lot like dreaming. The dev has also made a couple of other games with a similar visual style, such as Caged Bird Don't Fly Caught in a Wire Sing Like a Good Canary When Called, which is a mouthful. But all of those games are available for free on itch.io, so if you liked the look of this one, go check them out. If you thought the last few games were a bit of an eyesore, just you wait until you see our final one. Extreme Evolution Drive to Divinity. Take the visuals from the last 3 games, mash them together, dial them up to 1000, and you've got Extreme Evolution. The game is crazy looking, and it'll take a little bit for your eyes to get used to. But once you get over the initial shock of that, there's a really fun puzzle platformer hidden underneath these flashing colors. It's a marble game, you know, rolling balls around. But there are a ton of other shapes for you to find throughout the levels, which you can then morph into. The shapes each have different stats and functions, and can all help out in different situations. The puzzle part comes from you having to figure out which shape to turn into to reach the end of the level, while also managing your energy, as each form will cost a certain amount to use. What I loved about the game is that there are so many different ways to complete each level. Even if there is a pathway which seems to be the intended solution, you could also just turn into a car and launch yourself off a ramp, then switch to the UFO, fly across, and turn into the meat cube to fall onto the exit. I had so much fun trying to cheese each level with the myriad of different forms. There were countless times where I would do something in an unintended way, but it never felt like I was cheating. It felt like I had outsmarted the game, and that is a really satisfying feeling. Each level has a bunch of collectibles for you to aim for, whether that be energy upgrades, new forms, or entrances to new levels. This is the map, by the way. Every player's journey will be completely different. Everybody will take a different path through the levels to reach the end, which is really cool because it means everybody's experience will be unique, and they'll also have their own personal collection of shapes to morph into. Out of all the games I talked about today, this one has the best gameplay. I had a lot of fun with it, and I got the true ending in just under 8 hours. So if you like the look of this dreamy marble puzzle platformer adventure, you should check out Extreme Evolution Drive to Divinity. So yeah, those were 4 dreamy games that I enjoyed playing recently. If you want to try them for yourself, they're all linked in the description below. And you know, while you're down there, you may as well like the video, sub to the channel, and check out the Patreon too. I liked making this video, so let me know if you want to see more content like it in the future. Thank you to my Patreon members, Liam Blackford, Rian, and Vmon for supporting the channel. And thanks for watching.